chant and repeat, not repeat, chant along with me. Om Ajaya Namah, Om Avyayaya Namah, Om Avinashine Namah, Om Achintyaya Namah, Om Aprameyaatmasi Namah, Om Omkaravide Namah, Om Karunasagaraya Namah, Om Karmaparayanaaya Namah, Om Kalatitaya Namah, Om Kaivalyaswarupaya Namah, Om Kritatmane Namah, Om Kritakrityaya Namah, Om Gita Jnana Yajna Pracharakaya Namah, Om Gurave Namah, Om Gunatitaya Namah, Om Grantakrite Namah, Om Chinmayaya Namah, Om Chinna Samshayaya Namah, Om Jagadatmane Namah, Om Jagatsakshine Namah, Om Janapriyaya Namah, Om Jitendriyaya Namah, Om Jiva Brahmaikyavide Namah, Om Jivan Muktaya Namah, Om Jirna Mandirodharakaya Namah, Om Tapovana Shishyaya Namah, Om Tapasvine Namah, Om Tapanashanaya Namah, Om Tirthaswarupaya Namah, Om Tejasvine Namah, Om Dehatitaya Namah, Om Dvandvatitaya Namah, Om Dridanischayaya Namah, Om Dharma Samstapakaya Namah, Om Dhimate Namah, Om Dhiraya Namah, Om Dhairya Pradaya Namah, Om Narayanaya Namah, Om Nijanandaya Namah, Om Nirapekshaya Namah, Om Nisprahaya Namah, Om Nirupamaya Namah, Om Nirvikalpaya Namah, Om Nityaya Namah, Om Niranjanaya Namah, Om Paramaya Namah, Om Parabrahmane Namah, Om Pavanaya Namah, Om Pavakaya Namah, Om Purushottamaya Namah, Om Prasannatmane Namah, Om Palasaktirahitaya Namah, Om Bhagavaktaya Namah, Om Bandhamochakaya Namah, Om Brahmanishtaya Namah, Om Brahmaparaya Namah, Om Vayanashaya Namah, Om Bharata Gauravaya Namah, Om Bhumne Namah, Om Mahavakyopateshakaya Namah, Om Maharshaye Namah, Om Madhurasvabhavaya Namah, Om Manoharaya Namah, Om Mahatmane Namah, Om Medavine Namah, Om Yatatmane Namah, Om Yajnakrite Namah, Om Lokaprasiddhaya Namah, Om Vakmine Namah, Om Vibhave Namah, Om Vinodapriyaya Namah, Om Vinayashilaya Namah, Om Vitaragaya Namah, Om Vedanta Vidyaya Namah, Om Shantaya Namah, Om Shanti Pradaya Namah, Om Shastrodharakaya Namah. Om Shuddha Sattvaya Namah. Om Shruti Paragaya Namah. Om Shrotriyaya Namah. Om Sannyasine Namah. Om Samabuddhaye Namah. Om Satchidanandaya Namah. Om Sarvahita Chintakaya Namah. Om Satya Sankalpaya Namah. Om Santushtaya Namah. Om Sadave Namah. Sumanase Namah. Om Suhrude Namah. Om Swayam Jyotishe Namah. Om Sthita Prajnaya Namah. Om Kshama-shilaya Namah. Om Jnana-murtaye Namah. Om Jnana-yogine Namah. Om Jnana-triptaya Namah. Om Nitya-shuddha-buddha-mukta-swarupaya Namah. Om Nitya-shuddha-buddha-mukta-swarupaya Namah. Om Nitya-shuddha-buddha-mukta-swarupaya Namah. Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namah. Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namah. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. You will be able to sit down for an hour. If it is not, go to the next room. Okay? Because we are going to have a very serious discussion here. Better. Only the children.
Bring the adults.
Okay, listen. This is the sixth among the 108 satsangs that we have planned. And first of all, my thanks to the host. Half of the crowd is. My thanks to the host who have hosted this event at home. It is important that we should know why we are doing this. In the year 93, Puja Swami Chinmayananda attained his final absorption, what we call it as Mahasamadhi. A great soul, a person of great enlightenment, does not die. It is said in the Upanishads also that the 5 elements with which our body is made is itself indestructible. earth, water, fire, air, space. Even science says they don't disappear. They are always there in some form or the other. And as well as the soul which is making them all come together also is indestructible. In other words, actually nothing dies. Only a person coming from Australia actually dies. You know why? Once our Gurudev was there and somebody came from Australia. Hey, when did you come? He said, I came to die. They don't say today, they say to die. So body made of 5 elements cannot be destroyed, they depart from each other. So that is the reason why we say departure. Death actually is a change from one condition to another condition. Like a daytime is almost ending to become night. The night, then next morning it becomes day. What we call it as day and night is nothing but change. Really speaking, for the sun there is no change. Is sun eclipse is actually taking place in sun? Huh? Sun has nothing to do with this. Sun has nothing to do with this eclipse. You know, you may wonder this is a recent discovery, but Shankaracharya said in the 8th century itself, in his Dakshinamurti Stotram, Rahugrasta Dighagarendra Sadrusho Maya Samachatanat Sanmatra Karanopasam Haranato Yobut Sushuptapuman. Rahugrasta Divagarendra Sadrusha. Rahu is said to be swallowing Divakara, sun. Sadrishaha Tulyaha, equal to that. Maya Samachadanat, a person who is going to sleep is not remembering himself, not knowing himself or herself, is nothing but a absorption in the Maya, in the Tamas. So Maya is overpowering it, like sleep. Actually, the sun is not there. From our vision, it is not there. Is it not true? Sun is not absent as much as yesterday is dead, and today is born, and today is dying. Tomorrow will be born. So therefore, one who has realized this, he alone is considered as a saint. Not only just intelligently, intellectually understood this, but living with that spirit that I am deathless. I, the soul, is deathless. Earth, water, fire, air, space, they constantly change. And that is, from a limited standpoint, is called death. So that's why the names that are given to such a Mahatma, as even for Pujya Swami Chinmayanandaji, is Ajaya Namah, unborn. Avyayaya Namah, unchanging. Avinashine Namah, indestructible. Achintyaya Namah, unthinkable. So that we have seen up to Aprameyaya Namah yesterday. Which is immeasurable. And today what we are going to see is Adviteeyaaya Namah. One who is without a second. One who has no other. This is one thing which Bhagavan Shankaracharya had very vehemently emphasized in his writings. Not that he discovered or started a school of philosophy of Advaita. It was already there, but when he came to the scene of bringing back, reviving Hinduism, at that time people have forgotten about this. Our Gurudev used to say, at every passing times, a great person has to come to re-establish the truth. So that was the role played by Shankaracharya way back in the 8th century, when Buddhism was very, very prominent. From the time Buddha departed from this world, maybe 2nd century BC or maybe before that, until Shankaracharya came into the scene, there was a lot of influence of Buddhism. And Buddhism is considered to be Nastikavadinaha, those who did not believe in the Vedas. On the one hand, Buddhism was very prominently saying there is nothing called God. There is nothing called an absolute reality. And the world is not there. And therefore, today also Buddhism is very easily taken up by many people, is because those who do not want to believe in God, they say that, okay, see, Buddhism is there, which does not believe in God, which only believes in individuals' realization, the Buddhahood. And they don't call Buddha here, they say Buddha. Buddha. So, and they believe in that. On the one hand, Buddhism was thriving there. On the other hand, those who have taken to Vedic rituals, and they were conducting all kind of various karmas, thinking that karma alone is the highest. When you do rituals, you get punya or merits, and with the merit you can go to enjoy the pleasures in the heaven, etc. So those who believed in that, they were vehemently prescribing karma as the means to moksha or liberation. That is another side. On the third front, those who did not believe in anything, they are called Charuvaka. Charuvaka means those who are sweet-tongued. Their philosophy is Khavo, Pio, Maujudao, meaning Pina, Kana, Sona. I call them as Picasso. Eat, drink, make merry, or sleep. So they were also there. In today's world also they are prominently there. Just don't worry about that. Enjoy life. So they are on the third side. So when Shankaracharya came into the scene, he saw these three are totally different views, and they are so deviated from the actual teachings of the Vedas or actual teachings of the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. So I need to re-establish this. Very, very early stage of his life he started, when he was 16 years old. He decided to find out what is exactly the truth contained in the Upanishads. Went to his teacher, learnt under him, Govinda Bhagavad Pada, and then started writing commentaries. Very, very, very scholarly and extremely logical. And if you just read the way Shankaracharya had explained various theories and various concepts, you'll wonder what an amount of logical thinking he had at that time. Even today, scholars and philosophers wonder what kind of a person he was. So analytical, extremely clear in his approach. And he himself will oppose himself and explain why that can be a wrong kind of an argument. It's like playing a devil's lawyer and explain how to counteract with him. So then he wrote the commentaries to prove, first of all, according to Buddhism, what they claim that there is no absolute reality is wrong. Second, the world is not there, it is false. It is an appearance. Just like your dream, you experience. But is it true? On waking up, what do you know? Do you think that what you experienced as a dream is having any reality at all, except that you were experiencing? It is not as absent as horns on my head. Do you experience horns on my head? Please. When I asked in some place, they said, not yet. It's not. See, if it is not there, you will never experience. And if it is really always there, then you will always experience. It is neither it is always there, nor it is not there. It is an appearance for a short period of time. So, world is a false presence and a temporary experience, like dream. So, he argued with Buddhism and proved that their concepts are wrong. He went to argue with these people who were performing only rituals and considering going to heaven is considered to be the final goal. He said that is not true. Karmas are meant for purifying the mind and not to reach anywhere. Heaven is a place, yes, you can go, but you will come back. It's like you have bought a ticket with your family, etc., to go to cruise, right? Some Alaska cruise. You enjoy it. But as even the days pass by, your credit card, it goes down. It comes to zero, you have to come back. When you have no more account in your bank, you have to come back. In the same way, when the punyas are exhausted, you have to come back to the same mortal world again. There is no permanency in the place of heaven, etc. That is also proved in the scripture itself. Gita also talks about it. So he said that karma is not the ultimate one. On the other hand, those who said that there is nothing called God, completely materialistic, showing to them how much is the pain and sorrow one will experience merely caught up in the world of matter. Thus, Shankaracharya wrote many commentaries. He wrote his own compositions also, and proved to this world that there is one absolute reality which is one without a second. When Britishers came into the land to rule, and they also tried to suppress these ideas, because scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, when it is properly read by the people, they will become really, great scholars, and they will have a better purpose and goal in life. But they didn't want that. They want people to be slaves, to be slave to material wealth and money, etc. So they slowly eliminated Sanskrit from the study. So that is a way to go into scriptures. They removed Sanskrit from mainstream teaching. They brought English. They slowly removed even the vernaculars so that people would not read any of the literatures, which will all point out the same goal. So completely eliminated everything until they left the country. There came thereafter Swami Vivekananda, who established the truth, and thereafter Puja Gurudev, he came just after the independence of the country. He said, our people are not having any idea about the wealth of knowledge that our scriptures have, giving a very clear goal of life. So therefore, instead of speaking to them in Sanskrit or any other language, they said, I will speak to the language which they know, English. I want to re-educate the educated ones so that they realize what they are lacking, what they do not know. Thus he started, and 40 plus years he continuously traveled and wrote commentaries on Gita and Upanishad in English to tell the people that a great treasure of literature, of scripture is there with you. Please open and read and understand why you are here. So what was the main purpose of all that? Until now, even as we are having many branches, many Balvihars and other activities, the intention is to show the highest wisdom a human being can ever think of is already established in our Upanishads. The highest of all the wisdom is the universal oneness, without realizing which, we will be constantly fighting based upon region, religion, color, race, nationality, and on all grounds we will be constantly fighting only. And today also it is going on. Is it not? Based upon the race, based upon the color, based upon the religion, based upon the region, based upon your faith, status, education, language. We go on dividing ourselves in many, many, many different ways. And every part that is divided thinks that I am better than you. My religion is better than you. My faith is greater than you. My race is greater than you. That was not the vision of the Upanishads. One of the Upanishads which is considered to be the first and foremost to be read is Ishavasya Upanishad. Ishavasyam idagam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjitaha magridakasya sviddhanam. The first and foremost teaching is there is only one presence with which you should see the entire world. The whole thing is pervaded by the one reality. Isha vasyam idagam sarvam. Yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Whatever is there. And with that understanding alone, you must be able to rise above your differences. Tena tyaktena bunjitaha. With that knowledge alone, you can really enjoy your existence here. Magrida kasya sviddhanam. Do not covet for somebody else's wealth. Magrida kasya sviddhanam. Magrida means do not have any greed. So this very one simple verse itself is the indicator of what is the wisdom of Upanishad. They never talk about, really speaking, any particular God. Upanishads do not belong to any religion as such. They belong to the truth. That's why Hinduism is also known as Sanatana Dharma. Hinduism is not the original name of this, what we are considering ourselves today. Because the word Hindu is not found anywhere. It is the Westerners who did not understand the depth of this, the so-called practices which they had in the land. They called it as a religion. But it's not a religion. It is known as eternal truth. Sanatana means eternal. Dharma is value or truth. It is eternal reality, eternal truth, eternal value. That is what is the so-called religion practiced by the people, the Rishi culture. This is not about God. For example, if I say to love another person is the right thing to do, to consider, to be compassionate, to be accommodating the other person, and to make sure that everybody is living in peace and harmony, does it become a religion? Is it a religion? To not to hurt another person, to not to trouble another person for your existence, considering everybody as brothers and sisters and being compassionate, is it a religion then? When you say religion, the very idea is believing in a particular concept of God. But that was not the case with Upanishads. They don't talk about any particular God or worship or ritual. They talk about universal values. This Shankaracharya wanted to establish. And that reality can be only one, cannot be two. Now, there are many, many arguments by which he will prove this. First and foremost is, let us take the way the science looks at the creation. The science looks at the creation as an accident that happened sometime. Big Bang theory. Is it not true? Many of us believe that that is how the whole creation began. If there is a Big Bang had to happen, there must be at least two things. Where did these two come from? At least two things must collide to become the creation. So what is the origin of those two? What can it be origin? It is already there. Who created that? So let us forget about the science. Let us go to religious, Semitic religious concepts. God created the world from what? Next question. How did He create? How do you think He created? Tell me. Out of nothing. There is nothing, and then He created out of that. From nothing, nothing alone can come. If at all He has created out of something, it must be Himself only. Why is He Himself? One Christian priest, he died and he went to the gates of St. Peter. So St. Peter welcomed him, and the priest asked, so, this is the entry to heaven? He said, yes. So, can I meet God? St. Peter said, wait, before you meet God, I have to tell you one thing. That in your church, you never made a woman a priest at all. Yes. So God is angry. So the priest said, is God angry? Is He angry? Yes, she is. So why do you always say that it is he only? It can be she also. That's why in our Vedanta we don't say he, she, it. Safe. So if you consider God as the origin of creation, where the creation would have begun from? Obviously, it would have come from Himself only or herself only. Right? It cannot be from anywhere else. So, if the whole world of matter has come from this Lord, the matter is nothing but God Himself. So if a chain is there, golden chain is there, and you say it is made of gold, which part of the chain is gold? The whole thing is gold only. If there is a pot made of mud, a mud pot you say, which part of the pot is the mud? Every pot is the mud only. If that is the case, if you say that God created this world out of Himself, which is God then? Which part is God? And which part is not God then? In your body, which part is you and which part is not you? Tell me now. Which part is not you? This? Which part is not you? Huh? Therefore, if you accept that the whole creation came from Him or her, whatever, God, which is not God then? Ishavasyam idagam sarvam. Therefore, that statement is, you cannot say this is God and that is not God. This is God's creation, this is not God's creation. That's why in the Vishwarupa, when Bhagavan Krishna opens up and says that, look at me as the universal person, what does He show? Everything. The good is also me, the bad is also me. Creation is me, destruction is me. Yesterday is me, tomorrow is me. Nothing is not there other than me. That is called Adviteeyaaya vastu, without any second. In one particular school or college, the professor who was an agnostic, he said, people talk about God. If God created everything, where does this devil come from? The evil, where does it come from? The movies like Dark Forces, what is that? No. Star Wars, Dark Vader, Skywalker and things. So they always show there is something equally powerful like God who is troubling him. This concept is very Semitic, not at all a Sanatana idea. Because they always consider there is a dark force called evil or devil, Satan, which is powerful enough even to trouble God. So this person, who is an agnostic, he said, see, people talk about God. Then there is who created the devil? Who created the dark force? If God Himself is created, then there is a problem. How can He create this? If God has not created, then who created that? So these are only make-believe things. So one boy got up and said, "Sir, I have to answer your question." "Yes, what is it?" What is the temperature now? Look at your, what is the temperature now? Look at your Apple Watch. What's the temperature? 75. 75 what? Fahrenheit? Heat. Oh, that's very important there. Fahrenheit. In winter, if you go to Ottawa, what will be the weather there? Ottawa, Canada. What will be the weather there? They say minus 40, minus 30 Fahrenheit. Even when they say minus 30 Fahrenheit only, correct or not? Minus 30 Fahrenheit. Meaning what? Minus means what? Cold cannot be measured. Only absence of heat is measured. You cannot measure cold. There's no way of measuring cold. You can only measure heat or absence of it. How much of heat is absent you can measure, and you cannot measure cold as such, because cold is absence of heat. Light, the intensity of light can be measured. Can you measure the intensity of darkness? Can you? You cannot. If there is a dark room here, how will you make it bright? Bring a light. So when the light comes, darkness goes, right? Where does it go? Go to the next room. Does it go to the next room? Because it is not there. It is only absence of light. It does not have its own presence. If it has its own presence, it will go to the next room. Okay, if it has its own presence, bring darkness now. Let us see. Come on, bring it. Bring it. Let the light be there. Bring the darkness now. Can you? Does it have a real presence? So, while explaining this to the boy, said, "Sir, you're talking about evil. Evil or devil are absence of goodness. It is only absence of goodness. What you call it as a lie or a falsehood is absence of truth. That's why in Sanskrit, rhythm is truth, unrhythm is false. Unrhythm, like in English, untruth. Truth, untruth. Rhythm, unrhythm. That is, satyameva jayate nan-rhythm. You cannot tell a lie unless you know the truth. Correct or not? That means what? False does not have an existence. That's why it false. So understand, like darkness has no existence, it is only absence of light. Cold does not have existence, it is absence of heat. False does not have existence, it is absence of truth. Bad doesn't exist, it is absence of goodness. So when you say evil or bad, it's bad of a person is in him that there is absence of goodness. Not that he does not know. Everybody knows what is love. But in the absence of love, there is anger. There is hatred. It is the absence. In fact, very interesting thing is, I cannot hate something without love. I love something, something interferes with that is what I hate. Can I hate something which I don't care about? Do I? And my hatred is somewhere there is a love hurt. Then only I can hate. I cannot get angry about something or somebody whom I have nothing to do with. If that person or something has something to do with what I like. That's why kama esha krodha esha. Bhagavan Shankaracharya, Krishna says, desire itself is anger. There are two sides of the same coin. If desire is disturbed, anger will come. Otherwise, anger would not be there. So, this is the idea of Adviteeya. There is no Dvaitam at all. It is only two different ways of looking at it. So, light and darkness are not two different things. It is light and the absence of it. Love and the absence of it. Truth and the absence of it. And the absence of it has not got its own existence. Like a chaya or the shadow of yours has no existence other than you. If I don't exist, my shadow alone cannot exist. Can it? But I can exist without the shadow. You understand? So this is the idea Shankaracharya wanted to bring about, that there is only one truth. The absence of knowing the truth is bondage. I am the reality, the absolute reality is me. In the absence of that knowledge, I consider myself to be the miserable existence here. That's why evil, the very word means, in English also, E-V-I-L. Reverse it. Devil. Reverse it. When you lived wrong, you are devil. There's no existence. It's just opposite. Opposite because you're opposing yourself. So the establishing this truth is very important for Shankaracharya, because on the name of God or in the name of religious beliefs, there's so much of fight and so much of anger and violence. Not recognizing there is only one. Call him any name you want. This is how our Gurudev has written in all his commentaries. Call him any name you want. It doesn't matter to me. But believe in that one reality, which is you yourself. Adviteeya. So one who has established himself in that reality is Adviteeyaaya Namah. We salute him as salutations to the one who is one without a second. This is one aspect of it. Second is, in Upanishad it is beautifully said, Adviteeyad bhayam bhavati. Etasmin udaramantaram kurute atatasya bhayam bhavati. Fear is born out of the second. When I do not see myself in the other is a potential danger to me. I'm afraid, I'm insecure. My insecurity, fear, all come from absence of seeing the oneness. Do you ever get afraid of your own hand hitting you? Anytime? Swamiji, I don't know. This hand of mine suddenly will hit my hand. Why? Because you see you yourself. Are you ever afraid of your own hand hitting you at any time? You cannot. Do you have any hatred towards your own eyes, or your own hand, when it accidentally pokes your eyes? Accidentally use it. I'm going to cut you into pieces. You can't, because it is you. So when I see myself in the other, where is the question of hatred? Where is the question of anger? Where is the question of violence? So long as I see only differences, there will be lack of love. Gurudev Swami Chinmayanandaji used to say that when the love is thin, That means differences are very high. When differences increase, love becomes thin. When differences reduce, love is high. But it's applicable everywhere. When I see more and more difference in the other person, less and less I start loving that person. When do you open the door of your car to your wife? Tell me. Only on 2 occasions. Whether the car is new or the wife is new. Isn't that true? After some time, sit down. Who cares? Sometimes you, before you sit down, you drive the car also. Because when 2 people come to start living, they start seeing more and more differences only. It happens in everywhere, not only husband and wife. Between friends, between 2 partners, anything. And more you see the differences, less and less will be the love. So, Adviteeyaaya bhayam bhavati. In other words, when I live independent, alienated from, away from all others, not considering them as a part and parcel of my own being, then there is a constant insecurity, fear, hatred. That's why Bhagavan Krishna says, Yomam pashyati sarvatra, sarvam cha mayi pashyati, tasyaham na pranashyami, sacha me na pranashyati. He who sees me in everything, everything in me, I don't disappear from him, he doesn't disappear from me. Such a person is called Jnani. One who has started looking at everything as oneself. Just like when you sit in the barber shop, there's a mirror in front of you and there's a mirror behind you. And what do you see? Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha Sahasraksha. 1,000 heads. All are yours only. So when you get into a room which is full of mirrors, so many reflections of yours around you, will you become afraid of it? Oh my God, so many people here. All are looking at me only. Are you afraid of seeing yourself in many forms? Are you? Okay, you don't. Let us put a dog there inside. You think about it. That fellow will shout to the death. He will bark and bark and bark because he sees so many dogs around him. And he will bark and he will die barking. Why? What is lacking? What is lacking in that dog which you have?
Wisdom.
What is it? Wisdom?
Knowledge.
You just know there's no other. Isn't that true? Other than me, there is nothing else here. All these are all nothing but a reflection of my own self. There is only mirror, mirror, mirror everywhere. And all these things that I am seeing, even though I am seeing many, there are no many. There is only one. That's why in Dakshinamurti Stotram, Shankaracharya says, first 2 verse, Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam pashyannatmani mayaya bahirvodbhutam yata nidraya. Just like a mirror reflection alone is there. The whole world is nothing but a mirror reflection. Vishwam, the world. Darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam. It is nothing but a reflection in the mirror. Once I gain this knowledge that everything that I see is nothing but my own being, my own reflection is everywhere. Where is the question of hatred? Tato na vijugupsate. There is no hatred thereafter. That is the knowledge Shankaracharya wanted to bring and establish as the teaching of the Upanishads. Only with that knowledge alone there will be peace. Any other way, you and peacekeeping. What peacekeeping? Only in pieces. People sometimes ask me, Swamiji, how do I get peace of mind? I said, don't keep your mind in pieces. So long your mind is in pieces, you'll never get peace of mind. How can there be, when I keep on seeing what is wrong with the world, and that's what the TV constantly is showing me, crime news network called CNN. Every time they open, this is a rank, there's a violence, there's a, not that it is not there, but why should it be in my head? In the name of religion, in the name of caste, in the name of color, I constantly there is, look at me, don't look at anybody else there. Constantly there is only violence and hatred, and I keep putting that information in my head. What will I see then? Do you want anybody, any one of you would like to have a murder in your house? Every day. That's what happens when you open the TV. Huh? Isn't that true? CSI. What is it, CSI? Crime Scene Investigation. How many murders take place every day? Blood. You watch. Nice. What? Murder at your home. And so I constantly put these kind of thoughts in my head. Violence, hatred, killing, murder, blood. Especially small children, when they watch such violent movies or the games when they play which is violent, or some movies or things, something what they play, and then next come the news, they don't see the difference between these two. If there is a serial which is just a drama and a real news which is actually happened, they don't see the difference at all. They think what they see as a drama is also reality. In their small little mind, there is no difference between reality and real TV. The TV show that they show. So our head also constantly being bombarded with this kind of violence, we will see only violence. We will see only hatred. That's why our prayers are what they say. Om Badram Karne Vishruniyama Devaha Badram Pashema Akshavarya Jatraha. May I see what is auspicious. May I hear what is auspicious. We have moved far away from that noble idea. So, Upanishadic teaching or Bhagavad Gita are all indicating to us that until we see oneness in everything, as Bhagavan Krishna would say, I am very essence of everything, like that of when you have a flower garland like this, you don't see the thread at all. It's closely knit or closely brought together, all the flowers. Is it not true? Even though you don't see the thread that is connecting, but you know that there is a thread. If you have a mala of various pearls, the pearls are there, but you're sure, even though I don't see the string, there must be a string which is connecting all of them. He says that I am the one who is connecting the link of all of that. Sutre Manigana Iva. Maya Tadamidam Sarvam Jagadavyakta Murtina Matstani Sarva Bhutani Nachaham Te Swapastitaha Nachamastani Bhutani Pashyame Yogameshwaram Bhuta Prannacha Bhutastaha Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavanaha. It comes in Vishnu Sahasranam also. Bhutatma Paramatma Cha Muktanam Paramagati Avveya Purusha Sakshi Kshetrajnokshar Evacha. I am the one who is the connecting link. And if you fail to see the link, nothing happens. You suffer. Not the link will disappear. If I don't believe that there is a thread here, the mala will not disappear. I don't see it. That's all it is. In the same way, one should constantly recognize that there is a link between me and even the absolute stranger. Not by the look, not by the form, not by the language, not by the region, not by the religion. We are all equal. None of us. My form is different from your form. My name is different from your name. My education is different from your education. My language is different from your language. But if I only see the differences, there's no point, no way I can like you or love you. But the moment I see the oneness that is connecting between you and me, the same life is present in me and the same life is present in you. Even the smallest ant, smallest worm that is moving around is also enjoying the same life which you and I enjoy. The moment I recognize that, I cannot but be compassionate. I cannot but be following the ahimsa. So it is not, ahimsa is not a value to be practiced, it is something to be realized. Many people say, I am practicing ahimsa. How can you practice ahimsa? It is like saying, from morning 9 to 12, I want to be very sincere. Can you practice sincerity from morning 9 to 12? I want to practice love 9 to 12 in the morning. It is not something to be practiced. It has to be realized. You become aware of that. You can practice pranayama for 1 hour, but you cannot practice love for 1 hour. So it is this awareness, it is that recognition that comes out of understanding, knowledge. That is the way Upanishad approach it. And until that is realized, this peace is just a talk. It can never be a reality. I talk about peace, tomorrow outside I go and then I start shouting at everybody. That's what happens. Even a priest who is doing the worship of the Lord, if he does not have the knowledge, after doing the priestly puja outside, he will go and shout at everybody only. Because he doesn't have, why I am doing this? Whom am I worshipping there? What is that I am worshipping? Is it a stone? It is that reality which I am, which is the reality that you are. That is what I am worshipping. If that is forgotten, then peace is only a mere empty talk. It never becomes an experience for anybody. So no way universal peace is ever achieved unless the Advaitam is understood. Advaitameva Anandam. That Advaita alone is real joy. Even let us go to the very practical level. Let us say that after this program, talk is over, you are all going to eat, right? And there is some, let us say she brought some sweet. Did you bring some sweet? Whatever. So let us say somebody brought a sweet, a rasgulla maybe. So long as the rasgulla is outside you, there is no ananda. You take it and it has to land on your tongue and it has to become one with you. In that only joy. Somebody shows you and never gives it to you. Will it ever? And you catch hold of that person and put it in your mouth. Only when it becomes you, there is ananda. Until then, it is only an external thing. It doesn't give you joy. So, Advaitam eva sukham, bhuma eva sukham. That is the truth and that is what is established in the Upanishads. Adviteeyaaya, one without a second. The one who has thus realized that one alone is the real joy and blissful thing. Until then, there is no real peace can be achieved. That is what Shankaracharya established through his writings. And after his passing away many centuries later, Swami Vivekananda and then Swami Chinmayanandaji and such other great masters continuously talk about it. So that we get because this education is not found in the university school education. Nowhere it is taught. University means unity in diversity. But they don't teach that. Only diversity they teach, not unity. But real knowledge or real education is how to establish in your universal love. And it cannot be practiced as a thing to do. It is an awareness. It is a realization. It is coming to know through your mature thinking. And the Upanishad point out that. Isha vasyam idagam sarvam यत्किंच जगत्याम जगत्तेन त्यक्तेन पुंजीताः मागृतकृष्यसिद्वनम्. There is only one universal presence. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om.